Buckle up and let's blast off into the amazing world of rockets. You might think you know these space giants as just huge machines, but trust me, there's so much more to discover. I'm about to dive into the cool details, and we're about to take a thrilling journey by comparing some of the most incredible rockets out there. It's going to be a wild ride, starting on now. Get ready for liftoff as Riddle Channel brings you a packed day of rocket launches. But first, let's talk about what makes these space marvels so diverse. From one-and-done disposable rockets to game-changing reusable launch vehicles, and from expertly guided missions to daring unmanned explorers. The fascinating story of modern rocket science started rolling out nearly a century ago in the 1920s, but it's fascinating to note that way back in ancient Greece, visionaries had already described some basic ideas for what would eventually become these incredible machines. Let's just say their designs were a little more primitive. Now, let's blast into the past and discover what our ancestors thought was cutting-edge tech. Fasten your seatbelts as we take a trip down memory lane and explore some seriously cool rocket history. First up, meet Black Arrow, Britain's one and only three-stage launch vehicle from way back when. This tiny titan stood at an impressive 13 meters tall, or 42.6 feet, but weighed in at a whopping 18 tons. Its mission: to deliver a payload of up to 100 kilograms, or 220 pounds, into low Earth orbit. Small but mighty, and totally ahead of its time. You might be wondering if tiny Black Arrow could even get off the ground, but believe me, this little powerhouse packed a big punch. Standing at a height comparable to a 4- or 5-story building, it's mind-boggling that Black Arrow was capable of lifting anything into space. And it did just that in 1971 when it successfully delivered the Prospero satellite into orbit. Now let's shift gears and explore something even more iconic. Get ready for a blast from the past. The Falcon 1 was a game-changer when it became the world's first privately built liquid-propelled rocket to reach low Earth orbit, a talk about making history. Measuring 21 meters in length and just over 5 feet wide, this compact rocket could carry an impressive 397 pounds of payload. Now, you'd think its size would make it look tiny compared to other rockets, but let's zoom out even further because we've got a real giant waiting for us, Sputnik. This trailblazer was the first rocket to reach mind-boggling speeds of nearly 5 miles per second, shattering altitude records and paving the way for space exploration. The legacy of Sputnik lives on. After breaking barriers and launching satellites into space, this iconic rocket became the foundation for an entire family of launch vehicles that helped push the boundaries of what was possible. Standing 98 feet tall, Sputnik was a massive leap in size compared to its predecessors, almost as tall as Rio's Christ the Redeemer statue. Now, let's fast forward to another milestone moment, April 12, 1961, when the Vostok launch vehicle made history by sending the first ever human, Yuri Gagarin, aboard the Vostok 1 spacecraft, soaring into Earth orbit. Yuri Gagarin's historic spaceflight marked a major turning point in human exploration. But let's not forget to size up the rocket that made it all possible. The Vostok launch vehicle was an impressive 125 feet long, almost as tall as the Statue of Liberty. Now, imagine comparing its height to something even more towering. The iconic Brooklyn Bridge suspension towers reach a whopping 278 feet. If you stacked 2 Vostok rockets on top of each other, they'd still fall short. Talk about perspective. Let's bring in some new players to put our Vostok rocket into perspective. The Indian PSLV launch vehicles stand tall at an impressive 144 feet each. That's 2 of them stacked up, reaching way past our previous Brooklyn Bridge benchmark. Now, meet the versatile 4-stage PSLV, a workhorse with a remarkable 50 launches under its belt. 47 successful missions and only 3 hiccups since its debut in 1993. This powerhouse is still going strong, making it an incredible testament to human innovation and engineering prowess. You want to know what the PSLV's been doing all these years? This Indian rocket has been hard at work delivering an array of satellites into space. It's like a cosmic delivery van. Now, let's compare that to another space giant, our beloved Space Shuttle. By adding 40 feet to the PSLV's length, we get this 184-foot marvel, which is nearly 4 times bigger than our earlier friend, the Black Arrow. But here's where things take a dramatic turn. The Space Shuttle isn't your average rocket. It's a reusable spacecraft, and it's been on an incredible streak with 133 successful launches under its belt. Get ready to be blown away. The space shuttle is a beast. Weighing in at an astonishing 2,030 tons at launch, this massive machine can carry a payload of up to 27.5 tons into orbit. Over its 3-decade-long career, it must have delivered a staggering amount of cargo into space. That's a mind-boggling feat. Now, let's check out another contender, the Atlas V rocket, which stretches an extra foot longer at 8.3 meters or nearly 191 feet. Meet the Atlas V rocket, an American-built heavy lifter that comes in different styles and sizes. Depending on its configuration, this powerful launch vehicle's price tag can swing anywhere between a whopping $110 million to a staggering $135 million per launch. For comparison, even SpaceX's mighty Falcon Heavy costs less, but don't count out the Atlas V just yet. Its impressive capabilities might just make it worth every penny and then some. But hold on, let's see what happens when we really crank things up. The Atlas V is a beast in low Earth orbit, capable of hauling an incredible 18.8 tons of payload into space. That's like lifting a fully loaded commercial airliner. Now, imagine taking it to the next level literally and figuratively. The Energia rocket was the Soviet Union's answer to an absolute space behemoth, standing at 2.6 feet tall and designed to send a mind-boggling 200 tons of cargo into orbit. Talk about making a statement in the cosmos. The ambitious plans for Energia didn't stop at Earth's orbit. They had their sights on the moon and even beyond our solar system. Just think of it, this rocket would have been powerful enough to blast off 6 massive megalodons, each weighing a whopping 33 tons, into space. Unfortunately, like many great dreams, Energia's story ended too soon, with only 2 launches before the program was shut down. Now let's dive into something truly unique, the Falcon Heavy, which takes a completely different approach in its size and capabilities compared to our other featured rockets today. Meet the Falcon Heavy, a rocket powerhouse stretching an impressive 70 meters or 230 feet long, capable of hauling an incredible 3.8 tons into Earth's orbit. And guess what? This beast might soon trade in its earthly routes for a Martian adventure, targeting a trip to the Red Planet within the next couple of years, where it'll carry around 16.8 tons of cargo. But hold on to your seat because we're about to discover that the Falcon Heavy has even more mind-blowing abilities waiting to be revealed. Now, imagine the Falcon Heavy reaching all the way to Pluto, a jaw-dropping prospect that's got space enthusiasts talking. Although there's no detailed plan yet for this cosmic journey, we do know it'll carry just 3.5 tons of cargo along the way. Meanwhile, let's look at another contender in the Rocket League, the Delta IV Heavy. While its performance falls slightly short compared to the Falcon Heavy, it holds a length advantage, clocking in at an impressive 72 meters or 236 feet. To put that into perspective, you could line up the Falcon Heavy right under one of the world's tallest Buddha statues found in China and still have some room to spare. Get ready for some serious space trivia. The Delta IV Heavy first blasted off into the cosmos back in 2004 and is still going strong. Quite an impressive feat for a rocket that's been pushing the boundaries of space travel for almost 2 decades. So, what's the price tag on this beast? A whopping $150 million per launch. You might think that sounds crazy, but let's break it down. We're talking about a colossal rocket here, and with great power comes great cost. Now, if you thought the Delta IV Heavy was the biggest player in town, hold on to your seat because there was another Soviet space giant, the N-1, that could give this rocket a run for its money. Let's size up the Delta IV Heavy. This behemoth can soar to an incredible height of 345 feet or 105.3 meters and pack a massive punch by lifting an astonishing 95 tons into orbit. Now, you might think that with such impressive specs, everything would be smooth sailing, but not so fast. Out of 4 launches, things didn't exactly go according to plan. There were issues at the very beginning. The first stage wasn't quite firing on all cylinders, if you know what I mean. And adding another layer of intrigue, the Soviet Union kept the development and launch program shrouded in secrecy, making it a top-secret mission. It took until 1989 for the world to finally get a glimpse into this mysterious space project. Since we can't see the Delta IV Heavy in action, let's bring its massive size to life by comparing it to some familiar earthly giants. Imagine stacking 3 N1 rockets on top of each other. That towering marvel would actually come up just a hair shorter than the iconic Eiffel Tower. But take a single N1 rocket on its own. It'd stretch taller than London's beloved Big Ben, which clocks in at 96 meters or 315 feet. The N1 had all the potential to become the record-breaking longest rocket ever built. But it couldn't quite outdo the mighty Saturn V, the reigning king of rocket royalty. Get ready for some mind-blowing stats. The Saturn V was more than just a rocket. It was the ultimate game-changer that made moon landing history possible. And guess what? This behemoth of space exploration still holds the top spot as the most powerful, largest, and heaviest rocket ever created by humans. Coming in at an impressive 110.6 meters or 363 feet long, and with a diameter of around 10 meters or 33 feet, the Saturn V packed an incredible punch. It could lift a whopping 141 tons into orbit. So what weighed that much? Well, for starters, you had the Apollo spacecraft itself, plus the third stage of the rocket, chock full of remaining fuel to power its journey through space. You're about to find out just how awesome the Saturn V truly is. It was these incredible rockets that blasted off the Apollo spacecraft in '69, successfully landing humans on the moon for the very first time. Talk about a major milestone. But wait, there's more. In 1973, the Saturn V showed off its versatility by launching Skylab, America's very first and only orbital research station into space. This rocket was truly an all-star, achieving one historic feat after another. Can you believe it? The Saturn V's incredible achievements are truly mind-blowing. But here's the best part: with human innovation and curiosity driving us forward, we can expect even more groundbreaking moments in space exploration. Who knows what marvels await us just around the corner? Stay curious, keep exploring, and let's see where the future takes us. Before you go,